Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We're going to be going into our, third and final map very, very shortly. In fact, right about now. We are going into what is Train. We've had a nuke victory in the first map for Sprout. We've had the comeback on Dust 2. And now we go into the Decider. The map that should be 50-50. The map where either side should be able to bring this home. And, realistically, it is going to be an interesting match. Does every CS stream have a low amount of views now? I think a lot of the views before came from, like, a lot more heavily invested in betting. There is still betting, but, like, skin betting was a big thing. So, yeah, I don't think the, like, lower stream viewers are as high as they were before, but you still get, like, decent viewership on, like, the big tournaments and, like, obviously the major. So, yeah, I think realistically viewership for maybe smaller games has dropped a bit, but I don't know. Either way, oh, you love me. Thank you, Dan Chan. I love you too. But yeah, we're going to be going into our pistol round. It will be a CT side start for Windigo. And we are going to be watching to see who is going to be going through to the round of 8. One of these teams will be heading into the next round. Red Reserve is ready and waiting for the victor of this game. The other will be out. There are no more second chances. There is no more lower bracket. And nothing of the sort, of course. From the winner of their group, we see Windigo facing off against Sprout anyway, who finished second to Imperial in Group C. But now we have that push in on towards the B side. Bubble is ready and waiting. Spots NATO's head, but the fact is the T's have been managed to get very, very close up towards that connector. And they have got the bomb down as well already with the man advantage. The CT side are the ones that need to find a way back into this one. Bubble jumping around the corner. It's going to be a quick trade, and the T's keep their man advantage going, at least for now. Spiddy also has himself a Molotov, but he may not even need to use it. There's only one man left. It's Victor trying to urgently find a way back into this. He's retrieved the kit and will just hold onto that, I imagine, for the next, or not. He's still pushing forward. You can't win this round, Victor. Okay. A little bit interesting. I am always a bit confused, especially if you have Kevlar on a kit, why you don't just save that into the next round. But, hey, clearly he had other ideas. Maybe he just wanted to be in a similar position to the rest of his teammate. He didn't want to feel like he was an elitist. But, yeah, we are going to see some investment into this round. Scout dropped over to Bubble so that he can save himself a little bit of extra money, and he hands Punisher a 5-7 instead. Pistol round start, and now we have ourselves a couple of AKs and some SMGs onto the Sprout side. I honestly have absolutely no idea when it comes to betting. Other than GG Bet. Head over to... Yeah, you know the drill. Sponsor. Or, of course, CS Money or Hellcase. Other sponsors. Dennis with a quick double, but Victor can do the same with just a dig. Naturally, this has now come down to NATO versus 2. Punisher in an aggressive position over towards the A site. Oh, this isn't going too well for NATO. We've got a man behind him as well, and Windigo are going to bounce back. The early start that worked for Sprout is quickly diminished by the pistols of Windigo, and wow. It isn't going too well, is it? Pistol's going to be brought up for Sprout as they try to break back in turn. Money saved onto NATO, who is going to be buying up that AWP as soon as humanly possible. The Windigo are now the ones with the stronger buy. Block are even going to be purchasing up a trusty MP7. I like the fact that they've lowered the cost of this gun. I like seeing it more. PP Bison needs to be $850. I want to see more Bisons. Like, that's the biggest problem with Counter-Strike at the moment. There's not enough Bisons. Bison has some good skins there as well. Not that that's really important, but just something added. Either way, CT side already with a 2-man advantage. Remaining players still with a chance to do some damage, and actually Percy will do just that. Cyclone finding another. They've actually given themselves a chance in this. The problem is Blocker in the back lines, and he's going to shut this round down. Percy left with so much left to do. Negev 850. That would be a bit of banter. Get yourself 1 kill, go back to spawn, buy a Negev. Blocker. Very well placed. Already making a lot of money that they lost from the couple of kills that came in. $1,800. Who won the knife? I think it was Windigo. They're on the CT side. I doubt if it was anything else. 500, so it can be Negev rounds instead of pistol rounds. It would be funny. It'd be very stupid. You can't do that anymore. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. I probably should have done, but... Oh, that's really disappointing. Why did they fix that? That should be a tactic. I feel like it takes so much skill to do that if you manage to do that, you deserve it. That's actually really disappointing. I never knew that. I suppose it never happens, so... Already. The Rush B attempt to get the bomb down has a... Well, the word attempt is the prime word in that sentence, as nothing was achieved. 3-1 already in favor of Windigo. And they built a lot of money. That's the thing. After winning the second round force, you get yourself some extra weaponry. You make yourself some extra money. And then you can just go on what is normally a couple of cleaner rounds. So, although it's not something you should go for, it's one of those things where it's like, if it does happen, you can actually make yourselves some money. Movie Star, I honestly don't know anything about the Movie Star Riders team. Percy. Oh, look, it's Prius. Are you not happy with the crosshair? It's not my choice, but... You know. I quite like it. I like a little bit of light blue. T side already managing to find themselves the openers. Of course, the T side looking to break back into this one. Dennis still going strong. Blocker looking to try and hold it from above, but he is met with nothing but death, and the CT side are struggling now in this round. Punisher with very, very little, and, well, realistically shouldn't have any chance here. Bomb going to be going down. Sprout straight back on. Crosshairs beautiful like me. Well, you kind of have to be nice to me, Prius. It's my birthday in 2 days, but it's also your birthday in 2 days. And it's also Jason's birthday in 2 days. I'm actually gonna be casting on my birthday, so that'll be interesting. I expect a lot of love. Actually, what games are there? Have they actually been... I don't think they've been locked in yet. That's the problem. I know what the potential games are, but they could be moved. So Fragsters versus AGO and Imperial versus Space Soldiers. That's not bad. I'll take that. Can I add you on Steam? Yeah, just my Steam is linked to my Twitter. Oh, my favorite TV show. I've always liked Scrubs. Scrubs is funny. I've watched that TV show a lot. I quite like the TV show Sherlock as well with Benedict Cumberbatch. That's a good show. Who's going to win IEM Shanghai? Absolutely no idea. Here we go, though. Buyback in for both teams. Windigo looking to bounce back once again. NATO being spotted early on. Not going to be able to hit the AWP shot. Dennis is there to trade, however. Percy finding another for the T side. They're taking tags, but they're also taking names. Minute 10 on the clock as they do have themselves the advantage. But it doesn't last for long. Blocker will be able to turn the tide once again. It is Dennis who is already low on HP. Percy looking to just try and make the play on his own, but absolutely nothing comes of it. Running through the smoke while blind is not going to help him out. Blocker well positioned from above, finds one, and it's left onto Spiddy to try and clutch this out. Bubble is ready and waiting. Ship's already rotating in. The clock now starting to tick a little bit lower with 30 seconds left on the clock. Spiddy is looking to try and be a little bit sneaky here, but the fact is, he doesn't have that much time. Now, Ships is actually rotating back. Spiddy has to go for the bomb plant here. And Bubble is going to be ready and waiting to just run in and try and shut him down. Doesn't have time to even fake out, so he just has to go for him. Bubble is already running right into him. Smart play in the end, just close enough that he can hear everything and make sure that he gets that extra kill. It will be 4-2. The bomb plant will help Sprout out a little bit, but I'll be interested to see how much money they actually have into the next one. Can I predict who will win this match? Honestly, I think this is pretty 50-50. I will say that a lot of the time when you see Sprout in a position where they are like up against the wall, they do normally come out swinging. Like if they take their time, they talk things through and they say, look, like if this is going wrong, we need to sort it out now. They're normally pretty good at making sure they step up to the plate. The problem is I do actually rate this Windigo side. I think they've got a lot of talent individually. And the one thing that's always been very scary about Bulgarian rosters is when they start like really picking up, gaining in confidence, they're scary. They are very, very scary. Have you watched History's Vikings? I saw it come up a couple of times as like suggested. I never actually watched it. At the moment, I'm watching Bones. I never watched that show, and I'm enjoying it. I like all those sort of like detective shows. I like Luther as well. Luther's a good show. Don't say 50-50. I just did. Well, T-side are going to be forcing up into this one. They got 3 AKs, so it isn't the worst to say the least. CZ onto Cyclone and Spiddy with a good old faithful UMP. I have actually watched Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, and I enjoyed that. It was funny. Already those ships finding a couple will have some toasty toes, but he is going to be surviving. Spiddy's managed to at least bring one back, but the fact is the CT side slowly but surely have pulled things back, and Spiddy now left with 15 HP, no control of the bomb, and pretty much just a prayer. You've watched all the seasons 4 to 5 times. Jesus. Arthurian's inside a lot of teams, though. Do you watch football? I used to watch football a lot more. When I was in the UK, I watched it a lot, but nowadays, not so much. We'll obviously watch like England in the World Cup and watch Spurs when I have free time. The thing is, though, it's like, if I'm going to watch something or do something, I'm normally playing video games. Maybe I'll have, like, football on in the background, but a lot of the time I just forget. I support Tottenham, so, yeah. It's pretty close to where I'm from. Like, they are my local side, so. Either way, another round on the ball for Windigo. 5-2 in the lead. Yeah, I live in Ukraine. Wish you never got rid of... Oh, yeah, of course. I would love to still have Modric. That was the most painful one. Like, a lot of people were really upset when Bale left. I was just like, look, Modric was running the game. And it was funny because when he signed to Real Madrid, just like, this is the worst signing ever. Oh, yeah. Eriksen is a beast. Bale was a beast too, no doubt about it. But here we go though. 5-2. Not much into this round for the T side. Spitty saving that rifle will give him something. Find one. Actually, a second. He's making this round at least a little bit interesting, considering the rest of the players have absolutely nothing. Eventually, Punisher will be there to put him down. Christian Bale is a god. He's pretty good too. But yeah, 6-2. Windigo looking very strong at the moment. Ozil's another one where it's just like Germany are like, Ozil is just great, all this stuff, and it's like, how many times did you vote him German Player of the Year? What, now because he doesn't like the way that people react, doesn't want to play? You're like, oh, Ozil's awful. Yeah, okay then. Favorite football player? I do like Eriksen. At the moment, it's Eriksen. I always like Robbie Keane though. The celebrations of Robbie Keane were the best. Percy, though, this round he will be able to kick things off with an opener. But again, the trades coming in. Windigo seem to be fairly effective. The T's have managed to take an awful lot of control over towards the B side. But the fact is, looking like there are some flanks already coming in, at least in the form of Punisher. Spitty, well placed to try and add another to the death toll, and they're doing just that. The T's looking like their third round is almost guaranteed. And while realistically, Victor may just want to try and hold on to what he's got. Maybe able to take Spitty out of there, but actually the Molotov well placed, and the AWP now going to be saved for the T side. Pause going to be called. I'm liking that at the moment. Both teams are very willing to sort of take pauses, take their time to talk things through. This is a crucial round for Windigo, as they will be investing back into this one and don't want to have their economy damaged. And while so far they've been very good at actually resetting Sprout each time. 16-6 for Sprout, you think so? Here we go, though. A crucial round. The chance for Sprout to bring things back, or another opportunity for a reset. Already, though, Spitty is going to be going down to the hands of Blocker. The rest of the T's looking to try and make their way in towards the B site. Ships is currently the lone defender, but Bubble will be rotating in. Bubble managing to find one. The trade will be back, but they need to find Ships. And he's well placed, but actually he doesn't quite manage to hit himself the spray. Flank already coming in quick, though. Punisher may be able to catch the man who just planted the bomb, or even a little bit further down in the hands of Percy. NATO will fall. A second actually is caught, and Punisher gets all three. A big retake from him will give another round to Windigo, and again, it's a straight reset. The economy of Sprout not being given a chance to really build up at all. And I'll be interested to see how much money they actually have going into this next round. Well, it's not great, is it? 3 players can buy. They may actually opt to force this, and, well, straight away, NATO's buying in. Khalil will be in onto Cyclone. It is not the worst buy in the world. They still have a chance, but the fact is they can't allow Windigo to just reset them again. It's been 3-1, 3-1 every single time, and well, if that continues, just based off very basic maths, I can tell you that Windigo will win this map, so something needs to change. Dennis, well, maybe he's the thought for change, as he does manage to get the opener, but once again, the trades from Windigo are strong, and they've already brought back one with little return, leaving it on to, well, just Spiddy. He's the Mac Daddy, switching over to an AWP. Not normally his weapon of choice, but in a 1 versus 2, it's still possible. But he's going to get flanked, easily taken down by ships, and the force buy achieves absolutely nothing. Double op setup, not going to be retrieved for the CT side, but the fact is the economy is behind them at this point. The Ts can't really afford to do too much. What's your favorite skin? I quite like my... I've actually forgotten. Autotronic, that's what it's called. My flip knife Autotronic. My favorite is probably the Karambit, but I do not want to spend that much money on a knife. Although things have dropped. I haven't checked recently how much that costs, but... Either that or... the Medusa AWP. I like the Medusa AWP a lot. Is it a CT-sided map? Yeah, I'd say so. The fact is, though, the way that this is going is what's so worrying if you are a Sprout fan. Because they're just unable to string any rounds together. And the CTs, every time they do finally win a round, just reset them straight away. 9-3 up already. Obviously, the loser of this is eliminated. There is no more second chances. Sprout have already used their lifeline when they lost to Imperial in a best of 3. Went down into the lower bracket and beat Prosto to take that second spot. Of course, if they had beaten Imperial, they would have faced off against Tempo Storm instead, who have looked pretty poor. And Windigo, well, won their group in fairly easy fashion, I would say. Obviously sending Windstrike down to face off against Fraxes, and they were eliminated still. Already, quick trades coming into the site once again, but every time this happens, the CT seems to come out on top, and, well, thus far, we are back into a 2 versus 2. Spiddy and Percy to try and turn it back, and a nice shot from Spiddy will give him a chance, but the fact is, Ships is still standing, but Spiddy's more than waiting for that. A triple kill, leaving only 1 player standing, of course. I'm getting deja vu once again. It's been 3 rounds to every 1 that Sprout have managed to get. No. NATO is a pretty good rifler, but... yeah, today definitely hasn't been his day, that's for sure. Saw some flashes of hope on the CT side of Nuke, but... other than that, he has been pretty quiet. Ships already going aggressive. Finds that opener onto Percy. T-side looking to try and take their way through Ivy. Blocker is going to be watching. Ready and waiting for anybody to push in that direction. I always quite like these passive setups. Bubble already managing to find another, and while it's all left onto NATO, if this was a time to step up, this would be a pretty good time to do it, but too many players to find 10 and 4 in favor of Windigo, and that first map seems a very long way away at this point. A 10-5 T-side half came out on Nuke from Sprout, 9-1 up. The fact is, Windigo on this map are looking like a far better unit at the moment. Is Bubble primary up? It's sort of weird with Windigo. I think it depends on the map. It's between Ships and Bubble, and they both pick it up at sort of different opportunities. I think most of the time it's Bubble, but it can be very, very difficult to actually say. Maybe just who's feeling it, which can actually work quite well. You sort of saw it in the like legendary Fnatic lineup where, okay, yeah, JW was the primary upper, but if he didn't fancy it, then other people would pick it up. Obviously, it helped when you had like Olaf as like the best player in the world at the time. Either way, 11-4 last round, looking fairly easy for Windigo, and they are now 5 rounds away from making it through to face off against Red Reserve. Match winner has finally gone into the favor of Windigo. It's been in favor of Sprout all the way through this series. Simple. Well, yeah, Simple is the best player now. At the time, I meant. But so currently 3-13. See, the worst thing about that is that, well, I know the sort of player he is, and he's definitely going to take this one hard. The thing is, I have a lot of respect for players who, when things do go wrong, they just, a lot of the time, will put it on themselves. Hopefully, he'll step up in the second side of the map. Obviously, CT side, AWPing, quite a bit easier. The question is, will they even get an AWP? They don't have that many rounds to play with if the pistol goes the other way. Here we go, though. T-side. A lot of upper B presence. Ooh, hello, Dennis. I think he's just taken a little bit of power from the Swedish Dennis, the pistol god. Because already that is one hell of a start. CT side actually going to be falling back and playing passive. Percy, ready and waiting. Looking like they're going to try and drop down. They may not expect him to be this close. Already, it is going to be the trade back. T-side still with an opportunity here. They are going to go pushing in towards the side. Victor looking to take the aggressive push, but Dennis just seems to be hitting everything at the moment. The bomb will be going down, and Ships is able to trade things back. The Punisher has so much left to do, and Spitty will put him down. Sprout will at least get themselves the pistol round. Hello. Somebody, one of the observers, just accidentally learned on the Windows key. I think we've all been there. The fact is, though, the T's are going to have themselves a buy earlier in this one. The bomb did go down, so It's not going to be that much foot off the gas for Sprout. They have to pretty much go all the way to the end of this map. Now, the thing is, I will say that when we actually saw them, they were 10-5 down versus Prosto on Inferno. If they lost that map, they were eliminated. They then went and won every single round for the rest of the match. So I wouldn't say it's impossible for Sprout to pull a ridiculous comeback if they can wake up and smell the coffee. The fact is, though, this is a long, long way back. And Windigo have been playing very, very well so far. Also, I would say that, to be honest, Windigo are a much better opponent than Prosto. Prosto must have admitted it themselves because they recently made a change. There we go, though. Spitty, well positioned for this one. They're just trying to get a bomb down over on the T side. They're all going to run out the top side, and then the bomb's going to attempt to run out the bottom side, although I believe there is somebody watching, actually. No, Victor's made it to the site. That's a big success, actually, for the T side. Now this just comes down to trying to do a little bit of extra damage along the way. Ships does manage to take down one. The fact is, Punisher's just trying to sneak in from behind. It will make absolutely no difference onto the round because the defusel's already coming in. I'll be surprised if he even gets a kill. And NATO is ready and waiting. But yeah, 11-6. T-side can now come in with a pretty bolstered buy. They could buy an AWP here. Glass cannon for Bubble. And there isn't one on the other side, so might be worth it, but the fact is they're pretty happy to play with the AK-47s. Here we go, though. Is this going to be just the straight-up turnaround for Windigo? Can Sprout win with what is a buy that definitely has some limitations? A scout, not ideal. Will he also cast the main event? I've done the last few, so I would assume so, but you never know. You never know, really. T-side going to be making their way out onto the Spitty. Can only find himself one before he's traded out. NATO at the back of the site with the scout. He's going to be looking for opportunities, and he does find a tag, at least doing some damage with the trusty scoped weapon. Percy with another as he looks to rotate back in, and Dennis is here spotting out Victor already. Victor has to be a little bit careful here because he's actually got NATO just around the corner, but it won't be him to find the kill. Instead, it's his teammate back into what is a 2 versus 3. Ships tag low, but Blocker up close already manages to find himself one, but it's NATO to trade things back and leaves it all onto Ships. Both players have kits. Molotov thrown up above, but it actually misses. It won't matter, though. Diffusal will be coming in. 7th round on the board for Sprout. The bomb going down will give a little bit of extra money over to that T side. And with only 2 players alive, they may be tempted to force into this one. The fact is, though, Sprout did have some extra saved up money. I could definitely see the reason for Windigo going for a buy here. Try and keep their opponent's money a little bit lower. Then get AKs on most of the players. Who won which map? Nuke went the way of Sprout as the first map. Second map was Dust 2, which went the way of Windigo. And now we are here on Train. Windigo actually going to play this one relatively safe. Deagles. A little bit of money saved onto Punisher. And they are just going to opt to try and keep the money a little bit lower. Ships is actually going to find the first kill onto Cyclone instead. Weapon won't be retrieved just yet, but this is not a round that they can afford to lose. Percy with a double will turn it back into their favor. While Dennis, I think he's about to do the same. 2 quick kills, leaving Bubble all alone. You are correct. I am not barred off. Good observation. I don't really know what that means. We are both bald, though. Although I think his is by choice, whereas mine is by genes. But either way. $11 to 8. T-side in with another bulky buy. They've got utility on every single player. Good day to you too, fancy Asian. See, even while blind, we'll be able to find an opening kill, but again, it's very quickly traded out. T-side now looking to push on towards this A site. They've smoked it. They've left everybody blind. Spitty managing another, but again, it's just traded back by Ships. Left into a 3v3. Make that just 2. As the bomb will go down, and the T's are doing damage. Just left all onto NATO to try and bring this one back. 3 players left to find. He'll need a quick kill if he is going to have himself a chance. While Ships is going to put him down 12 to 8. Windigo do bounce back onto the scoreboard, and Double Orb setup bought in straight away for the CT side. They are going to be investing into this one, and no surprises there. Maybe a few limitations even on the way, as Spitty looks like he's going to have to invest into an SMG. The fact is, though, Sprout lose this one, and it really could be the beginning of the end. We'll be looking at 13-8 with no purchase available to them. Do have a reasonable buy into this one. It isn't the end of the world, but the fact is they can't afford it from here. The T side just going to be pushing out. NATO will be there to start things off. Rotating, looking for the second. His teammate on the site, and NATO gets the second as well. The AWP still going strong, and they still have a man advantage, at least for now. Ships is going to actually be up above. They don't spot him, but Cyclone spins around and finds the kill anyway and leaves it all onto Punisher. Does hit a nice one tap onto Percy at least, but the fact is, it is going to be another round on the board for Sprout. And again, I'll be interested to see how much money there actually is left for Windigo. They're beginning the bomb down a lot of the time. The fact is, it's sort of dicey. They could get an AWP in, they could purchase a couple of AKs behind it, or a third if Bubble's going to drop the head armor. Which, if he's dropped an AWP, then I feel like he can drop the head armor. Obviously, as said, the winner of this goes on to play Rev Reserve in the round of 8. The loser is eliminated. Only one team gets out of this qualifier. It is a brutal process. It's very unforgiving. And the fact is, though, if either of these two teams are going to be making it all the way through, this road is just beginning. Percy, though, will find the first kill. A second for Dennis as well. The force fight so far for the T side doesn't look like it's working. This could be a real road back in. Oh, Punisher going to give away his position. Cyclone takes a moment to realize, but it won't matter as he gets the kill anyway. Blocker just looking to try and get the bomb down here. He's going to be successful. A little bit of extra money thrown into the accounts of Windigo. But the chances are, and the facts are, that Sprout are going to be getting themselves a 10th. They've hit double digits. Just going to be waiting patiently for any extra weaponry to be retrieved. These teams are unknown. Tier 5? I'd say that I'd put these in the sort of like tier 2-3 bracket. It depends how you do your tiers, I suppose. That's always the thing. Like, when people say to me, what tier would you put these teams? Well, how are you putting tiers? Like, I suppose tier 1 would be teams that can, like, win tournaments. Tier 2, maybe the teams that can challenge them. Tier 3 would be the ones that should be qualifying for them. So, I would put them there. Tier 10. Tier 0.5. Brilliant. Yeah, exactly. Tier discussions are dumb. I agree. Crying equals... Yeah, that's the only tiers I want to be talking about. Hello, Starlight. What? Those teams looking to do a little bit more damage in this round, but it isn't going so well. Scoreline now starting to swing back into the favor of Sprout, and Windigo with the pressure now on. The CT side, as said, what, 11-4 down. They've brought it all the way back to 12-11 themselves. Definitely a team that can string rounds together. Yeah, I agree. I would have liked to see what they could have done at the major qualifier, although the teams that got through, I feel, were the ones that were expected to. What languages can you speak? Just English. I am an ignorant Brit. Here we go, though. Double AWP set up in once again for the CT side. Dennis picking up that secondary. Push is going to be coming in towards his B side. Speedy, well placed. He does so much damage onto Victor, but doesn't quite manage the kill. Nate's already peeking back in. Looks for a little bit more. Maybe a bit greedy. But he does still leave them with a man advantage thanks to Dennis. Nade going to be dunked in onto Victor as well. And the last man was the flanker. The fact is, will they expect Bubble to be here? Maybe not. He spots out Dennis, looking for all the information. Dennis has actually had the idea. Cyclone will now spot him, and Dennis will be facing in the right direction in the end. 12-12, scoreline equalized. Guys, can't we just all be friends? If you don't like someone, you can just mute them. Magic. The power of muting. It's a wonderful thing. Well, T side. Only going to have pistols for this round. It's the Dirty Deagles in once again. Bubble will be able to find one. Oh, a little bit of a tag onto Dennis as well. The fact is, though, Windigo really are struggling on this T side. Bear in mind, they were winning 11-4. Now, we are sat at 12-12. They managed one round since then. Still, back into a 3v3 here. There's an opportunity for the T's. This is a round that Sprout would be pretty horrified if they lost after what they've had to go through to get themselves back into this position. Spiddy going to be in a fairly aggressive position here as well. And oh, timing! Just about gets the first. Does he expect the second? He does as well. Great work from Spiddy. Drops the bomb, more importantly, and it is going to be the lead now taken for Windigo. Isn't Dennis on nip? Yes, if you spell it with 2 N's, Dennis is on nip. The struggle is real. Just look at this. The weird thing is as well, Windigo have been able to get the bomb down quite often. So the fact is, it's just everything falling apart at the moment for them. Unable to hold off in after-plant positions. The retakes from Sprout have been good. We've seen a resurgence of a few of the players. I think NATO managed, what, 3 kills in the first half. He's tripled that in this one. Speedy and Percy now up at the top of the board. And, well, Windigo are dwindling. Here we go, though. Windigo with 1 tactical pause left, but they've taken it here to have a little bit of a chat. They've got Bubble back onto the AWP once more as well, and the double op set up on the other side. Ready, though. Percy, aggressive push, just about gets away with it, but he should be trapped, and Punisher shall do as his name suggests. NATO looking to try and find something around the edge of that smoke. Molotov likely to force him. I was going to say back, but it looks like he's going to go forward. He's going to try and take the fight. Punisher's ready, but he takes his head off. Goes for the second as well, but Bubble is just about going to escape with his life. Flashbang is good and actually hits him through the wall. He's got to start dodging those bullets, and it won't matter because players coming in from behind have already done all of the work. The T's are back. And Dennis is all that is left. One versus 3. Looking like Windigo are looking to equalize the scoreline once again. Only Dennis stands in their way. It's been a few rounds in a row for Sprout, so they should have the money to buy back into this one. So what can Dennis do in terms of damage? Now, he knows they already have an AWP, so giving them one isn't the end of the world, but by the looks of things, I'm just going to opt to hold on to this AWP. Can't say I blame him. Still, the chance for the reset will loop for the T-side. Blocker runs into the hands of Dennis. Only going to be a couple of players surviving now for Windigo. And yeah, as said, the CT side are comfortably going to be able to buy into this one. A little bit of a technical pause will buy us some time. How often do you argue with strangers in Twitch chat? Not very. Like, if someone says something that I think I discuss certain things with people. Like, I don't have to agree with them. They don't have to agree with me. That's fine. Obviously, if someone just straight up attacks me saying I think something I don't, then maybe I'll have some sort of opinion on it. Or if someone starts putting words in my mouth. But I don't really have a reason to argue with someone in Twitch chat. Like, if someone wants to discuss something with me or ask me a question, great. If they want to send hate my way, sure, I don't care. Like, I am British. I was brought up being insulted. And some of my best friends are the people who insult me the worst on this planet. I have been insulted in ways that you guys could never compete. So, when it comes to reading Twitch chat, it's just like, oh, okay, that's fairly easy. Why don't you like CS? I do like CS. It's my whole life. Liverpool chances, bleh. Do you cast from your own PC? I am currently in the Starladder Studios. Sending hate your way. Yeah. How much do I look like Moses? Well, we're both bald, so there's that. We're not that tall, so I suppose that too. I don't think our facial features look that alike, but you are dumb. Do you know what? That's probably correct. Twitch chat equals Britain light. Yeah, pretty much. How much you get paid? Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Thank you for casting. Thank you for watching. You both got facial hair. Yeah, that's true. You're making some good comparisons. Do I like fish and chips? Yes. How did you become a caster? First person I ever casted was NATO on just a random MM game. Send it to some small company. Got picked up by a little Lithuanian thing who I worked for free. Did a couple of lands. And ended up actually being picked up by these guys, Starletter, who I am still contracted with today. I'm a good caster. Thank you. What do you think about IM Shanghai? I haven't really looked into it because I know I'm going to be sleeping when it's on. So I was just like, we'll just not find out. Streaming, yeah, it takes a reasonable VC to do it in good quality. I tried doing it on my laptop recently, and that's why I'm now in the studio, because it didn't work very well. Here we go, though. T-side, they're picking up the pace. They're looking to push into this man here, Spitty. That nade was brutal. Did so much damage, and Spitty's already going to kick things off with a kill. NATO there with the AWP as well, as the CT side look to bounce back after their technical pause. And Spitty is the leader at the moment. He's found himself a double, but the nades he had did even more damage. 5 versus 2, couple of low players, Punisher and Ships, to try and survive here. They've had some time to talk it over as well. Ships will be able to find one, and Punisher's still hiding in the smoke. He's trying to be a little bit sneaky, but Spitty will find him. A 3rd kill for him, and Dennis will shut things down. 14th for Sprout. They are going to waste a little bit of time to help their teammates find some AKs along the way, but a great round from Spitty. Now the T-side, while, again, their money is dicey. Is it hard to not be biased to a team when you can't? The thing is, it's like, especially when you know someone on a team, if they're not performing well, you expect better of them. Like, for example, if you watched the cast of Windstrike earlier, when they were losing to Fragsters, I have a lot of respect for the Fragsters team. And so I like Quick. He's a friend of mine. But if they don't perform, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, look, Windstrike are doing amazing. It's just silly. Like, in fact, I'm probably more critical of the teams I actually like or know because I expect better of them, if that makes sense. What do you think about the CIS? Huge amount of talent, a big player base, and yeah, for CS, awesome. Love the CIS. Big fans of Na'Vi. 14-13, the T side, as I've just read. By, where was it? Somebody in the chat, they said Windigo is all in. And well, they do look like they are all in. And Percy as well. He's found himself 2 opening kills. Ships will be there to trade things back, and Punisher with another in return. So it is still looking possible. Dennis with 1. Punisher still going strong. Spitty not aware of the potential of there being someone there. Back into a 2v2. Both players with AWPs. NATO and Dennis versus Bubble and Punisher. An absolutely crucial round. A chance for Sprout to hit 15th and the T's to come in with not too much. NATO. I don't think he spotted anything there. He's actually facing in the wrong direction. Both players maybe about to come in through Ivy. And it's not been checked at all. He could be in real trouble here. I think Bubble's actually going to get the timing on him perfectly. Although, oh, he peeks out, and that is a little bit of luck. That's going to go a long, long way for Sprout. 30 seconds left on the clock, and it's left onto Punisher. Bomb. I don't know if... Will either of them have heard that? They will now, obviously. Aggression going to be coming in. Punisher could easily turn this into a 1v1. Dennis just around the corner, and now it is left all onto NATO. 1v1, 10 HP. He's going to go on the long flank back, but NATO... Oh, the thing is, if he just defused here, this was his, but he couldn't know that. Molotov going to be thrown in, and he hits the shot as well. That was lightning fast. Where did that come from? This has not been the best game for NATO, but I like, genuinely, he flicked so fast there, I didn't even see it. I just saw the kill come up in the kill feed. That's disgusting. That's utterly disgusting. 15-13. Bomb goes down, so we'll give a little bit of extra money, but Jesus Christ. Just bear in mind as well, he had 3 kills, I believe, or something thereabouts in the first half. Damn. Hey, looks like NATO's feeling better. Wow. Pause called. Technical one at that. I think that flick may have actually just, like, NATO's just thrown his mouse across the room. That one went flying, smashed into a wall. He's got to go buy another one. Yeah, do you need a replay? I need a replay too. I'm not in control. Even if I was in control, I don't have anything set up for replays, but isn't this a LAN? No, this leads to a LAN. One team from this qualifier will make it through. Imagine, I forgot. What games do we have tomorrow? Let's have a little gander. Have a little gander at what maps we have coming up tomorrow. I believe we have, well, potentially the Red Reserve game. It's actually difficult to tell because it'll be whether or not Windigo or Sprout will be available. We also have Fours versus Euronics, which actually are quite a surprising matchup, really, the way that the groups went. Fours winning their group was surprising. They were in a group with Tempo Storm, who I would say pretty much underperformed here. Euronics obviously finishing second in their group. And I think Euronics have easily got the best draw of the group here. I think that Group B was a sort of weird one. Because every other group I could look at it and go, you know what, I think there's a clear favorite. But Group B was 3D Max, Fours, and Amiga Tempo Storm. Tempo Storm had so many player changes that they were just a mess of a lineup. And then there were the French side of 3D Max, Fours, and Amiga. Fours came out on top there. The other groups, I'd say Windigo were the clear favorites. Windstrike, EPG, and Good Job. Like, anyone could have come out of there. The Group C with Imperial, Sprout, Prosto, and Epsilon. I think if you put Prosto or Epsilon into Group either B or maybe D, I think they could have come out of that. They're just in the group of death. Group D, Fragsters, clear favorites. Then, yeah, Euronics, Nordavin, Dream Eaters, and it could have been any of them. What do you think about Space Soldiers? Solid roster. I like their team. VP or Hellraisers? Hellraisers. Do Hellraisers have a stand-in? They got Woxing missing, but I think Issa is a beast. He's a lovely guy as well. Do you believe in love after love? I thought it was love after life. Do you believe? Or is it the other way around? I can't remember. Who are Prosto? Do you mean Pro 100? Yes, but it's pronounced Prosto. But it is read as Pro 100. What do you think about Smooyer and Big? Love it. Absolutely love it. Life after love. Okay. Why is it pronounced like that? Because 100 in Russian is sto, I think. I'm going to assume. And they are a CIS organization. Either way, enough of the questions. We are into 15-13, round 29. It has taken a long way to get there. This has definitely been a good final map. The question is, will it be going any longer? Or is Sprout going to put this one to bed here and now? Minute 10 left on the clock. Ivy control looking to be challenged. 4 players, in fact 5 players over towards this A site. NATO's now going to go back to B like, maybe we should have 1 player there. But Percy dying may make him want to go back towards that site to help his team out. Good start for Windigo. They've got that opening kill. But there's the 2 trades back. The CT's looking to put this to bed here and now. It is going to be back into a 2v2. NATO not able to connect the shot there. Spiddy still alive on the site, but in fact, at the moment, he's in a 2v1. Maybe that just won, because he's taken it down to just blocker. He's left alone versus 2 to try and turn this back for Windigo. He's only got 20 seconds left on the clock to do it as well. Now, both players are close. We've seen a lineup already in the previous map, which gave Bubble a 1 versus 3. However, the peak going to come back in. They know the bomb has to go down here, and they're just going to go running in towards that side. Look to end it here and now, and that's exactly what Sprout will do. They're going to make their way through to the next round, as it will be... What on earth is that sound? Let's just ignore that. That was weird. Just heard some sounds playing through. But yeah, it is going to be Sprout making it through to the next round. They will face off against Rev Reserve. Either way, that is it, done and dusted for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I have been Tom Biz. If you have enjoyed, you can type !caster. That will take you to my Twitter. And yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow with some more of the StarSeries qualifiers. Again, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again soon.
Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.